welcome to Empress's studio, riding with me, yours truly, Empress, and we are here in Kingston, Jamaica at One Pop Studios. I ran into the studio to deal with the history of music, Jamaican music, dancehall music. Let's call it music, one type of music. Yellowman, known as the king of dancehall, has been around from when? The 70s? Welcome. From the 70s? Listen to me, the whole world knows you. From Africa to Europe, to the West Indies, every continent, let's say, knows something. Antarctica, you think they know Yellowman over there?
Yeah, man.
You sure?
Yeah, man, on the moon too.
You sure? Venus know you?
Yeah,
have you ever toured to Venus? Go on. Anyway, that's probably our next hit tomorrow. We're going to Venus and Mars. But Yellowman, let me ask you, take us back in the early days. When did it all begin for you? Music, your first song. When did you know that this was a career path you were going to take?
Well, I never knew it was going to be a career still, you know, because to tell you the truth, naturally, the music into me naturally, you know, because even when I was a child and I'm at Maxwell Park Children Home, I used to sing for the other children then, you know.
In the choir?
No, not choir.
Just jamming?
Because me alone didn't have this complexion, didn't look that way, because them never used to call me Yellowman, you know, they used to call me White Man.
Oh.
You know? So everybody been fascinated by other children because they look different. So everybody used to surround me, you know? So they used to sing for them, but not my song, other song, you know?
Like soul songs?
Yeah, man, and like Dee Brown and Bob Marley and people like Burning Spear and, you know, and Michael Jackson and Sam Cooke, Stevie Wonder, you know, all them songs there, you know? So, you know, the music did come in natural to me, you know, it's not like a career. And even now, it don't look like a career to me because I'm at it all the time.
It's a love.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
Yeah, man.
But you're also being...
I'm alive.
But you're also being paid for it, so some people would classify it as a career.
Yeah, because them have it as a business. I have it as a life.
It is a life. So the children surrounded you, know, they called you White Man. How did you end up in the children's home? Because there are many children in Jamaican homes. What was your...
Well, when I was I found myself, you know, like get to know myself in a Maxwell Park, you know. The staff, they told me that they find me in a garbage, in a shopping bag. You know, this whole time Grace shopping bag.
Yeah.
In a garbage bin. You know,
wow. So wow, that's how you ended up.
myself in Maxwell Park Children Home because I don't know my mother. Father, brother, sister, auntie, cousin, although we don't like cousin.
So we're all right. That's so. But that must be. I mean, your journey is fascinating. I want to go straight into where you are now.
Yeah, man. Go deep.
I want to go deep because I want to know how many records you produced. Firstly, how many countries have you been to?
Well, let me tell you something. I don't count the records, you know, but I can just estimate like over, you know, nearly 70 albums with singles, you know. But a lot of people in Jamaica don't know that because they want to know Married in the Morning, Zungu Zungu, Blueberry, This A Chill, Body Move.
The big hits.
Yeah.
I found one of yours the other day, you know, AIDS. I was looking for some Jamaican songs and I ran into your song called AIDS. And I was asking some young people. Yeah, nobody, a lot of young people say, you have your Yellowman song, AIDS?
I've been that a long time. You know, a long time before them I talk about live up, respect. You know?
When was that? 70s?
No man, that
early
80s.
Early 80s. Early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many countries have you visited, Yellowman?
That again, I can't tell you because I go all over the world.
How does Africa respond to you?
they give me a big response, you know, because in all my albums, I always mention Africa. You know, I always do a song for Africa. Even the Christmas album, I mention Africa, you know.
Why is Africa important to you as an artist?
Well, Africa is where all the way descend from, you know. No matter if you is American or Jamaican or what nation you're from, everyone around the whole world is Africa. You know. So, you know, Africa should be the capital of the world, but I guess because of the tribalism and the way how them separate black people.
Through colonialism.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, I have to talk about Africa, you know.
Very important. I'm glad you're pushing that message.
Yeah, man.
Zugazung. Now this song there has been sampled over and over. It was one of the biggest hits.
I tell you. I did think the CBS Columbia album was the biggest album. No.
That was the biggest one.
Album of the Zungu Zungu album.
When did the song itself, the name, tell us about the whole creation of that album and the single.
Well, you know, a lot of people can put it at a lot of different ways. Concept, lyrical wise, because I didn't have it as a slam, but then they banned it off of the radio back in the 80s because them labeled me as a slapness DJ, so anything me do, then think say it's slap.
Didn't Shabba say that too?
Yeah, you know.
Where slackness come from, Yellow Man.
Yeah, because everything them think when me talk, them think say it's slap. Because back in the days, them label me as the character there.
Because of the songs you were putting out.
Zungu Zeng now, them mind get clouded.
Them get
and then say a slackness. So then we say me and say, Moa Zungu Zeng you know? like Muda said in the last part of Zungu Zeng. Sandra should have been my girlfriend. Lady and should have been my girlfriend. Make a Zungu. You know, some people take it a different way, you know.
But it was just a slang, it was just a chat.
It was just a slang, but them mind just smoked it.
Them still believe that. Yeah. When did the song take off internationally?
Same time in the 80s, you know.
While it blew up in Jamaica?
The quickest song ever go internationally. Zungu Zeng. And Married in the Morning. Because Married in the Morning come from a movie called what the movie name? My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady, okay.
Right, you know. So
those two songs
collaborate Married in the Morning and Sam Cooke with my lyrics.
Yeah. And did Sam Cooke was alive that time, right?
Yeah, man.
So did Sam Cooke, did he ever contact you? Did you ever get to meet up with him?
That time they never start touring.
Okay, so you were still in Jamaica, but the songs were reaching internationally.
Right.
Talk about touring. Where was the first place you went? And what was it like on the plane?
First foreign me go. First foreign me go. At Trinidad.
Oh yes, okay. Local
but
still.
We never go to show. Them just me and the manager and other people just take a trip for the carnival time.
Okay.
That's when me find out that when it's carnival time in Trinidad, they not play no other music. Nothing.
Just strictly soca.
Just
Calypso.
Calypso.
Okay. So when you went, this was your first experience outside of Jamaica.
Yes.
What was the plane ride like? Yellow Man first time on a plane. What were you saying?
Smooth, you know. It's smooth. And
you never frightened?
when you not go in a pocket, you know, I say, but this feel like you can't see a way when you're on the road, you know?
So you weren't afraid, because you know some Jamaicans first time on a plane, it's like...
Yeah, some of them vomit too.
But you were cool?
Yeah, man, I'm cool, you know, because me didn't have it as a happiness, an opportunity.
To go. And you went to Trinidad. What was the next trip you took?
Alright, the first foreign show I do now is Cayman. Cayman was the first foreign show.
What year was this?
Like about in the 80s,
Okay.
81.
81. Cayman. So they were listening to the music.
Yeah.
And how many people were at the show? How did they
It
respond
did
to you?
sell out, so, but more than count the people, because Graham people count. Especially food, you know. So,
Grateful people. Yeah.
we never really count, but
Eh.
it sell out still.
It's grateful people count. Listen, you're full of humor. You're full of joy. I'm still talking about you being the popular kid at the home, at the children's home, the popular child. Kids are good, not a kid. Popular child.
Yeah.
And then call you white man and stuff. Did you ever have any issues? Because what you would say is you have albinism. Yes. And did you ever have any issues with that at all? When it comes to self-esteem, the music, going out there, putting yourself out on the front page. Were there any issues at all?
At some time, I feel down, because I used to travel when we go my places, like school, when we there Maxis Park children home, when we go school, even when we go to the dinner table, the breakfast table, the lunch and the supper table, because back in the days you have 4 times to eat. You have supper at the end of the evening, you have dinner, you have lunch
and
you have
breakfast.
But now you don't have lunch, dinner and breakfast.
Yeah.
Now you don't have dinner and lunch. And
No
lunch.
supper no more.
So, we did have a whole heap of issue because we did feel down because we used to be scorned by other children. Although them never around me, but we used to be scorned and called a whole heap of different names where I wouldn't even repeat because sometimes I feel down and sometimes I go in a one corner by myself and start crying, because I'm going to be alone in the school, they have that color, in the whole children home. Even when I'm there alpha, I'm going to be alone of the same, the
Albinism, or this color.
When me there Swift Purcell in St. Mary, which is another children home.
Okay.
Same thing happened to me. So all of my young life, my children life, me grew up in a orphanage home. And the last place me go now is Eventide home. Because everybody get adopted. Most of the children then get adopted. But because those days, me don't know what is wrong with my color,
Right.
People, them used to, brush me aside. So other kids get adopted and some end up in England, some end up in Canada, some them home out here and
Nobody adopted
nobody
you.
not adopt me. So the nuns them never have no option because we did a grow big because there's a certain limited age where them have a alpha and Maxil Park and 6%. So, they end up them have to send me an Eventide home. And it's from there now we break out.
You broke out, now the world has adopted you. Yellow Man in the studio. We're up, we're close, we're personal, we're dealing with it. More on Yellow Man King. Yellow
I
Man.
gotta get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. You gotta keep on moving.
Jamaica, Jamaica.
Yellow Man, when did you break out with the first recording? Who was the first person to record you?
The first person to record me is a guy called Leon. And that I do 1980 and I do Eventide Fire.
Leon, he had his own studio?
Yeah, but him dying now, you know.
Okay, okay.
We are back in the 80s, half Chinese guy. You know?
Okay, Leon. A lot of Chinese were doing music in Jamaica.
Man, man, back in the days. That's why I do Mr. Chin, because them will have all of the business, them and the grocery shop,
Everything.
you know. And them they make them Mr. Chin ban off of the radio. Because they didn't have the grocery shop then.
Oh, so they
when-
lobbied against the song being played.
Yeah, because me used to say Mr. Chin say the right thing, don't hide the goods under the counter. That's a part of the song. Because them didn't have all of the grocery shop them, and when them want the price go up, them hide the thing them and say it's scarce.
Oh.
Them time there.
So the radio banned it from being played.
Including Everly.
Oh
and
no.
Barley, them,
All of them.
yeah.
So the first song, the sounds must have been playing Mr. Chin still. The sound
Yeah,
systems?
man, the sound them in a play Mr. Chin. Because remember the sound them, a lot of people don't know, so the sound are the next broadcast corporation, the next radio station.
Yeah. So there was one station in the 80s. How many radio stations did we have? Two?
Just two.
Two stations. And the first song.
JBC.
And JBC. What was the first song? Tell us about the sound system in Jamaica. I mean, we still go out dance today and have different sounds, but that's really a part of the foundation for this evolution of dancehall music, reggae music. When was the first time you stepped up on a sound and actually touched the mic and tell us about your journey through the different sound systems?
Yeah, well, the first time was the sound name Santos, and then another sound named Liquor Mafia.
Santos and Liquor Mafia were in Kingston.
Yeah, and then Liquor Mafia was in Barbican.
Okay.
So it was a little kind of component, but the way how the people that did love my voice, it used to ramp, yeah, a little bit of sound with me and more Bantan, and then after that we start go some big sound like Gemini, Black Scorpio, you know, Virgo, Stereophonic with Echo, General Echo, and
Yes.
you know, go Jalov and them things. Because you know, back in the sound, back in the days, every DJ used to control a sound, assign to a sound. Because you have Brigadier, him with Jalov, and you have Virgo with Welton Irie, Gemini with Ringo, Yes is International with me, you have King Atani with Rankin Jeva and Nicodemus, and you have Kilimanjaro with Super Cat, Ninja Man, and you have Stereograph with Daddy Rai, Godfather, with Josie Whale and Charlie Chaplin, and you have Stereo One with Stitchy.
So each artist had their own, were assigned to this song.
Yeah,
What did it mean to be assigned to a song?
Alright, take for instance. Every DJ used to have their own crowd. You know, some have big, some have small. You know, some have woman followers, some don't have. You know, because Jalov, you know, a whole heap of man used to follow Jalov. A whole heap of man used to follow Stereophonic.
What you had? What about woman?
You know, yeah, you know, whole heap of woman, because me used to talk.
The things they want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and whole heap of man find them wife and girlfriend at my dance.
Drama.
You know? So, you know, them days we used to start DJ from like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock people start coming, you know. And the dance sell off before 10 o'clock. sell out and people outside can't come in.
How much I used to pay to come into the dance?
About like $2, $1.50. Them time that the currency is big still. You know? 1 for 1 and you know. And me used to get like how much? About $8,000.
Oh, for the night.
Yeah, you know.
That's a lot of money them
Yeah,
time.
man, them time they didn't, you know.
This is 80s.
Yeah, man, and the 80s.
$8,000 in the 80s.
Yeah,
Some
man.
good
So,
money.
yeah, you know, that time you have paper $20.
Yeah.
You never have the kind. Because I never hold it for them on my yard. No,
The paper, $20?
no, man.
Oh, the coins.
Kind.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep them and I can't carry them.
Yeah, too much. Pockets
Yeah,
full.
So, you know, I mean, especially on stage, you is a man who run up and down on stage. You can't carry the heavy kind.
So them just sit down there. Can give them to me if you like.
No, we save them the salvation.
All right. Me leave it there then. So, $8,000 a night, sound ramp. What time would you go home?
Like about 10, 11 o'clock. Because dance, you know, back in the days, dance go on forever. You understand? Not like now where them have the time constraint. You know?
Well, they say it's 2, but it's 2 in the morning, no? But still dances go
Yeah,
to
but
6, 7 still, you know?
But that a dance where them and them are friends.
Okay.
Like Pasa and
Oh, you mean with the dance and the security forces and certain
yeah, that
people?
when them and them are friends. I mean,
Okay.
we are going now a friend thing.
Okay, but back in the day, you say you'd be home by what, 11 in the night?
No, we go home like 10, 11 o'clock.
Next morning?
Next morning.
No, sir. So life
Yeah.
is sweet.
Yeah, because them cook breakfast for we too.
At the dance.
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of food? Same Jamaican food? Akisa fish,
The
dumpling.
Burger King never reach here yet. Me can't say Burger King.
You can't say anything, but that certain fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get 'em
certain
too.
fast food, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you cook breakfast, so you reach at 7 in the evening, you leave at 10, 11 at night. When it comes to dance hall now and the sound
Not
clashes.
10, 11 at night.
No, sorry, in the morning, the next day.
Yeah, next day.
Why, I wish we couldn't do
And
it.
then sometimes I just go home and just go change bail and change my clothes and come back out because the next night me have a dance.
Chano. So, how many nights a week were you working, you think?
Like about 7 nights.
7 nights a week.
Because me are the first artist who ever tour my own country. You know, some people say they go up on tour and them never tour Portmore.
So you went everywhere.
Everywhere.
Tell us some of the interesting Jamaican places you went and the names of these places.
Me go Wochi, me go Basco Bay, me go Montego Bay, me go Lionel Town, Maroon Town, Brownstown, me go everywhere. Me go Sparling, Alexander, Port Antonio.
You tour your country, man.
Yeah, man.
Before you toured internationally?
Before me start tour internationally.
And why didn't the other artists tour as much locally?
No, because them time they needed more in demand. Them time.
You're a big man them time there.
Yeah, you know.
But even internationally, they've picked you up and you must be in demand internationally. Tell us some of the places that you performed outside of Jamaica and what were the most interesting responses?
But I'm going to tell you the playground place, them like Europe and
Everybody go there.
everybody go.
Yeah, let's get some new
Up here,
place.
the remote and distant places like Australia,
Yes.
place like Guam. You know Guam, right?
Guam is...
It's between Japan and Hawaii.
Oh, Guam. Little island? It's an island.
Yeah, it's like a military
Base.
base type of island, you know. And we go Korea, and we go not the one where we name it, you know. Where they North Korea, you know, where they
No, you went to
because
South
that's
Korea.
kind of, you know.
Mhm.
And we go place like Cambodia,
Wow.
China.
Cambodia.
Japan.
Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia is like
I know Cambodia.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, how did they respond to you?
yeah, you know, most of the place them surprise me, you know, because most of them don't talk English.
That's the thing.
You understand? But them surprise me because them not talk English and them a sing my song. Them, you know? And, you know, because a lot of place. Some place me them know the name them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Africa, no. Nigeria.
Well, Africa, because Nigeria, Zaire, Togo, Ivory Coast, place like place like Ivory Coast, place like Kenya, Ghana, Gambia, the Cameroon.
Everywhere. Do you ever sit down sometimes and say, Jano, look where I am now? Do you ever sometimes sit even think to yourself, I wonder if the same people that left me in a bag is looking at me now saying, I wonder if that's my son?
Yeah, but a lot of people come.
And claim you?
Yeah, and claim me.
What?
There were all people from England say them are my auntie and they say, yeah. You know?
Wow.
You know, we just walk away, you know?
Because
You know, there was one night time me have a auntie come from England and she say, you know that you and your cousin used to sleep on the same bed. And I said to her, I said, so why me never there in England?
yeah.
In the same bed too.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you know, it
But
not really
let-
the family thing apart from my family when we met.
yeah.
It not really
It's not that important right
Yeah,
now.
to me.
Because you have your own family.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
many children do you have?
no, we can't have children. My mommy is a man, you know.
Oh, it always gets me. When we come back, we'll find out how many children Yellow Man contributed
Yeah.
to being in our society.
What may give?
What you give? You know, easy, you know. That's so tough.
I gotta get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. You gotta keep on moving.
Jamaica, Jamaica.
I gotta get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. You gotta keep.
Some know him as Winston Foster, but we've embraced him as Yellow Man. That's really how you know him, okay? So, Yellow Man, you see, you know, easy, you know, he's so hilarious. You're a comedian too, honest? You have an
Yeah, me do
stand up?
me do stand-up comedy one time though in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, a club named Ginger Beer.
You had them laughing? On the floor, on the ground.
On the ground.
Okay, you say you can't have children. How many children have you contributed to being born into this world?
Me give.
How many children did you
Me
give?
distribute.
How many?
Them come out of me, you know.
Yeah, first. Yes. Okay, so
7 children. 5 boys, 2 girls.
all Jamaicans?
No man.
So,
Three of them are Jamaican,
yeah.
4 are American, but everybody up here.
Oh, everybody's in America?
Yeah, because you know, brother will go fight with brother. And,
Okay. So 7 children, but you're not easy.
no, well, you know, at that time, you know, AIDS never them out, you know. Those time was the sweetest love making time.
Okay, no,
But nowadays, no, you have to start think.
who you lay down with.
Yeah, you know.
So out of all your children, have any of them taken on the musical journey?
All of them, you know, but guess what I tell them? I tell them, say, here, I don't want to be like me, be yourself. So the first one now, him study doctor in Alabama, Mississippi.
Okay.
And him have 5 years to finish. And then they have a daughter who has studied nurse. And the next daughter who is paramedic.
Okay.
I know the others in school, you know.
Okay. So when you say don't, do your thing, don't follow me, is it that they try
They
to?
can do it, you know, but
Yeah.
don't depend on mine. I don't want you to be me. Just
Right.
be when you feel to be. Not because me was a singer, you want to be a singer. You know, you
Follow your own life, your own dreams.
Yeah, and you know, your own thinking, go over your own mind, you know.
That's true. How you feel about the music today, since we're talking about children, the next generation? Dancehall has taken a turn. It's getting a lot of criticism internationally. How you feel about it? What do you think is missing, or what can we do with dancehall now?
Well, I think the biggest problem with dancehall is the lyrical content. That is the biggest problem. Because who internationally, if say for instance, if you do a tune and you want it to go internationally, you can't do a cake soap tune if you go international. Because nobody know how you about no cake soap.
Some people don't even know what name cake, so.
Aye, you understand? And then the matey and the lyric content. That's one of the biggest problem. And then one I think again, people want to dance to music. Dancehall music nowadays, you can dance it, but you're going to look like a madman.
Too fast.
Yeah, you're going to look like somebody who out of the, lose a screw.
Or they might jump from the speaker box down and jump on the girl and
then you have some dance where you say, you jump over fence. Over the fence. And everything, So the lyric content is a big problem. Because you can also notice most of the dancers of nowadays, is fear, violence and gun. And then there are one more problem too. Is the gay problem.
the bashing.
The homophobic, because remember, they are the ones who control the whole entertainment industry, and then again, if you don't like something, you don't talk about it.
Just leave it.
Leave it alone. You understand? And then have it as a business, because me have a whole heap of gay friends. Me have a whole heap of gay friends because them come on my website and Twitter and tell me say them are gay. And them ask me how I feel about a gay fan. And I tell them, say, no problem.
Because they're enjoying your music, they're just a fan, you've left it there.
Right,
And you never got into that, the bashing, even though it is a big part of our culture to be
but no, I don't do that because it's not because them control the whole industry. It's because me's a God person. If me see somebody fat, me not call you fat. And if me see you ugly, me not call you ugly.
Only God can judge.
You understand? So, if me don't want to know if you is a gay,
Keep that to
you
yourself.
understand? Keep it to yourself. If you is a gay, you is a gay.
Right, yeah, it's not something we're supposed to do.
You can play tennis with a gay person, and then you say to him, say, after the game, you say, boy, I'm going to drink a beer, where you going to do? You say, boy, I'm going to go to my man up at Cherry Garden or something, you go on to your man. And then me go drink a soursop juice or something, business.
You don't drink alcohol.
No, I don't drink or smoke.
All right, your favorite song? Not. We hear you used to dress up like Michael Jackson too. Remember you?
In the Chiller days.
Yeah.
Chiller was in the 80s.
Your time. So
them time everybody used to dress up like Michael Jackson.
you weren't the only one.
All you too.
I was not joke.
Maybe you should dress up like Janet Jackson.
I was more Janet. All right, so your favorite song that you've recorded, what would you say would be the
Every
song
one of
that,
them.
but is there one that you just love to perform?
Every one of them. Because
Everyone.
guess what? If them never was my favorite moon with them.
That's true, I hear you.
You know, so every one of them, and you know, you see, me hear you ask a question when me never full up because some other thing distract me away from it. The worst show me ever do in my life, in my career, in my touring, in every show me do on stage is Haiti.
Haiti.
Haiti are the worst show me ever do.
When was that?
Not that may I disrespect the Haitians.
No,
I
but-
love them because them are my fans here.
Yeah,
But the worst show me ever do
was in
I hate
Haiti.
it because every song me do, everybody a fight. I don't know if I have kick them get a fight.
Really?
And me say, zungo, the same people are chop on people. Getting married, people are chop on people. Yeah man,
Lord.
the real man. Trust
What
me.
was that about?
Me
What
never-
year was this?
I didn't
80s too. Yeah. What?
But guess what? Me never understand why them did not do it. You know?
You still don't know? Cause I don't.
No, you know?
Wow, that's interesting. So, any collaborations that you planning on working on in the future? Is there anybody you say, boy, I'd love to work with this person?
Well, anyone want to work with me, then work with me. You know?
What's the best band? Jamaican band.
Best Jamaican man.
Yeah. Live, when you stand up with a band there and play, it's like, yeah.
Well, you have some band back your wood and some don't back your wood. You know? But I guess, you know, you have to rehearse.
So-
And you know when you rehearse, then still don't back your wood, you know? Because some musician, they won't go know one set of music.
Because even with your style, you would have done more shows with a selector, more so than a band, true?
No man. No,
Okay.
Man.
Band, more band.
Yeah,
Okay.
because people know me for live performance.
Yes, that's
You know,
true.
not tracks.
Okay, okay.
So I would go to Europe and do tracks, you know.
So you'd use a band in Europe, usually?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so the lot of the tours, the bands will be based in that country.
Yeah, because I do the most. We do the, what you call it now? Me do end up and do, what you call it?
We take a break and we'll come back and think about it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I gotta get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. You gotta keep on moving.
Jamaica, Jamaica.
I gotta get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Rise up, rise up, rise up. You gotta keep.
All right, we're here with Yellow Man. We're talking about live performances, and he was trying to say something, but we can't remember what we were talking about because what were we talking about? We can't remember.
I can't remember because you're too attractive.
Them lyrics they still work? I know it worked for you when you were younger, when you had your 7 children, or should I say when you donated
Yeah.
to the 7.
Yeah.
Do the lyrics still work for the ladies?
Yeah, man.
It still works.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you, back in the day, you know, I want to go back to the early days when you used to go to a dance and thing, you know. How did you ask a young lady to dance? How did you court a young lady?
Yeah, ask her for dance.
That's the first.
Yeah.
Just,
ask
you
her.
want to dance?
Cause when me, first of all, when me, a DJ, and when them go start with the soul section. You know, like disco, them have a disco and a soul section, and the dancehall section, the reggae section. So, you know, we used to just say, no, like we start. We ask them, like we ask the people them, like ask the girl them, if them would like a dance. Not them days. And then, you know, them time they you dance close to woman, them time there. And I like nowadays where the man them in other side there and the woman over the side there. Everybody used to dance together.
And then after the dance, what happened?
After I dance, people go home and who them to take home, them take home. You know?
You used to take home ladies from the dance?
No, we used to take home Stanley.
Name so. You know, he's calling my friend's name. You know, easy, you know. Stanley wasn't alive those days, you know, easy.
Stanley never born them time.
No, she never born. That's my friend. She born in a few time. All right, so you don't want to call the lady's name. You had a nearly near-death experience
Yes,
as well during your journey. Tell us about that.
Well, I found out the first story where I find out that I'm diagnosed with cancer, you know, and then it was bad for me, you know, because it was the peak of the career. So, well, you know, that first of all, before that we signed to Columbia Record, because he was the first dancehall artist who
Signed an international record deal.
Yeah, Columbia Record. And then after that we start with dancehall thing, and then they diagnosed with cancer, and then but while we were on tour, because we do the tour, you know, with the cancer, and them said to me, say, boy, them say you have to go cut the tour. So we just cut the tour and then we do a major surgery. We do about 7 different life-checking surgery.
Diagnosed with, what they call it, jaw cancer?
Yeah, the cancer, you know, but skin cancer.
Okay.
So them say after the first one, which is 1982, them say they will live 3 years after we do the surgery.
And it's still around.
Oh, it's still around.
Yeah.
God is good and God is great.
Has it affected you in any other ways, your stamina on stage?
No, I think me have more energy now, you know. You know, because rightfully saying that if you ever see me on stage, you wonder if it's me, you know, because me give out a lot of energy, because I have natural energy in every performance we do. Whether the performance, the audience is big or the audience small, any atmosphere, any environment, we do the same performance, 100% energy.
And a lot of the young people gravitating to you internationally, or is it older audiences?
No, man, you have a whole heap of young people,
Yeah.
man. A lot of young people, because some of the music, it's new to them. You understand? So most of the young people and them gravitate to my music, you know, because they're fascinated by the lyric, you know.
Just the style, fresh.
The music, yeah, you know.
If we were writing the Yellow Man book, like to do this in the studio, what's the first chapter?
First chapter, you know, is started with sad to say that is we found in a garbage bag and you know all the years of children home. You have to start out with that.
And it hasn't stopped you though. So
No.
what would you say to young people out there who are in homes, who have dreams and aspirations, but maybe feeling, maybe that, you know, lack of self-worth or love, these emotions that
No, them
happen?
have to just keep themselves strong and know that life contains a lot of good and bad. All them have to do is just focus on the good and forget about the bad, you know, because the bad will make you get stronger. You understand? What happened to you and what going on with your life, you know, it make you get firm and strong and healthy, you know.
How important is discipline and practice in the music business?
Discipline, like you have discipline.
Like I have discipline. Yes. How important is it? And rehearsals, like how much time do you have to dedicate really into this business of music or this passion of music?
Yeah, you have to just understand and know what you're doing, you know, and understand what you're doing and you're doing. You know, you must always know that you do it right and you know, say it you set out to do. You know, so you have to just do it.
That's for whatever you set out to do, go for it. Your most memorable moment ever in your entire life, something you'll never forget. Worst on stage.
You mean in what?
Any capacity. Well, I was gonna say in your life, but let's say on stage first. What's one moment you'll never forget, most memorable?
When we jump off a stage.
Where was this?
California, the Universal Amphitheater.
So how you drop?
Well, you know, if you notice nowadays, from that day until now, I don't use no more spotlight.
Oh,
Again, the spotlight is too bright, so I walk off a stage.
sorry, the one.
It's like a rabbit, boy, I tell you.
They were the band?
Yeah, they was the band that time. I tour with Rabbit.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a big experience. But the good thing about it, the whole audience gets silent.
I bet.
And when they come back on stage, they just, yeah, applaud. You know, because I guess them applaud, this is them, they're alright, you know.
So you never break nothing?
No, and the stage is high. You understand? When we drop off a stage, a whole heap of people run, come down. You know?
But you made it.
Yeah, but made it alright, you know, nice, you know.
Wait, how would you like?
Finish the show.
You finished the show to the end. Alright, cool, congratulations. Well, you were a great band too. So the band stopped you when you dropped?
Yeah, man.
Everybody.
It's
Silent.
just like, you know, everybody
You could hear-
place quiet.
You could hear a needle drop.
You could hear a needle drop, man. Everybody quiet. And you see when we come back on stage, hooray, welcome. You know?
So that's a moment you'll never forget. Alright, if you could do one thing in your life that you haven't done before, what would it be? What's one thing you just love to do?
Like what I do right now, is do a song with Bob Marley.
Ah,
Because me and Bob did friend, you know. You know, time they are not in them way, you know.
right, yeah. Can you imagine? That would have been a great
That would be
combination.
a great combination.
With technology, it's not too late, you know.
No, but
You know, but I know what you mean. You tour you.
Yeah, you see, song where you splice and
That's another you.
We don't call that combination. You know, we call combination when you and the artist in a studio
Yes,
and do the song.
that's true.
That is real combination.
How would Yellow Man like to be remembered?
Well, I want to remember me as one of the great reggae dancehall artists, you know, and what we do with history because, you know, me are one of the first reggae artists who nominate for Grammy. You know, that me are one of the first reggae artists who hit the Billboard chart. Me are one of the first dancehall artists who collaborate with a rap artist, Randy MC.
Randy MC.
Me are one of the first dancehall artists signed to a big label. Me are the only dancehall artist in the Guinness Book of Records.
I didn't know that. What did they say?
Yeah, man.
What did they say about you in the Guinness
The
Book?
most song in a week. The most album in a 1 week.
There you go. There's some facts. All right, we have to leave it there, but we're going to stay in the studio. Thank you so much for tuning in to another historical moment as we document our history we shall never, ever forget. Great music.
Do you understand? London cool. Repeat again, tell it to them, London cool.